is the gateway to my community, the county seat, Quincy. So a few years ago, before I was county supervisor, I did work at the county museum, and I assisted some of the Caltrans folks on the historical research, and look forward to the new bridge.
For the Feather River Highway, and ensure that the highway is at an elevation to not interfere with potential hydroelectric facilities. If you remember, back when they were building the highway, they said you had to make it high enough so that there would be no hydroelectric facilities that the highway would be in conflict of, and they said that was a highly improbable facilities that are hydroelectric. Other historical facts about Highway 70 was convict labor was used to construct part of it, and that was very unusual at the time. And the WPA labor, remember during the Great Depression, the WPA was invented, and they used WPA labor for it. So finally, in 1937, this bridge was built in 1932. In 1937, 27 years after the Bond Act of 1910, 9 years after construction started, work was completed on then Route 21, and that was 78 miles of new highway construction. And the total cost of that project was $8.15 million. They had a ceremony there at Grizzly Dome, which included the governor of California and local Native American tribal chiefs. There was a few thousand people there. It was a big deal. They were making history then, just like we're making history today. And Spanish Creek Bridge fills the weight of that history. It needs to be replaced. It's not up to today's seismic standard. The steel is structurally fatigued. It's too narrow today for today's traffic and offers no shoulders for pedestrians or cyclists. It's the last bridge in the canyon that restricts extra legal loads. Engineering studies were performed, and it was proved it was more prudent to replace the structure than to try to rehabilitate it.
And the groundbreaking of the Spanish Creek Bridge project. This marks the 11,000th project that was obligated as a part of the American Reinvestment and Recovery Act have been obligated, creating over 45,000 jobs across the state. This, together with other sources of funds, infused over $3.8 billion into California's economy. That money is going to over 930 transportation projects. This is important because, especially in the current economic climate that currently exists, public works projects, and in particular transportation projects, create jobs while improving the safety and operations of our transportation system, which results in an improved quality of life. A little bit about this new bridge that's being constructed. This new bridge is 627-foot concrete arch bridge, which will be constructed approximately 40 feet centerline to centerline from the existing bridge. The edges of the bridges will actually be about 4 feet apart. And will provide a crossing on Route 70 that will meet modern highway design standards. Eric mentioned a little bit about those. One interesting fact is that the Romans, some 2,800 years ago, were the first to fully realize the potential of arches for bridges. And until the Industrial Revolution, they were the only ones to construct bridges using concrete. I guess we've come a long way. This new bridge will take 6,000 cubic yards of concrete, 1.7 million pounds of steel reinforcement, and will be capable of supporting up to 15 axle oversized loads. And as many of you know, locally, permit loads are not currently allowed on the existing bridge. A 354-foot arch span, one of the largest spans in the state, will rise 160 feet above Spanish Creek and has a 75-year design life. The arches are 8-foot square solid concrete at the base, tapering towards the peak to give the bridge a slender arch profile. The bridge will have a see-through rail or barrier that is modified to be bicyclist friendly, so it'll be high enough to hopefully prevent bicyclists from falling over the edge. In addition, a 60-foot high retaining wall with natural rock appearance will be constructed on the Chico side to help blend in with these beautiful surroundings. But one additional note is that this will only be the 4th state concrete arch bridge built in California in the last 50 years. So I want to take a moment here again to join Eric in thanking the many people that have been involved and continue to be involved in the development and the construction of this bridge. A project of this magnitude requires collaboration and cooperation from many people representing federal, state, local agencies, community groups, and our public customers. This project is a golden example of the results that partnership can accomplish.
3, 1, 2, 3, cheese.
Good. Now let's pull up some dirt. Let's move it.
1, 2, 3, throw it up. There we go. Firefighter, right? Take out the fire. One more time to the dust, just so you can really enjoy it. See the real dirt.